Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Coffee, Sage, and Tarot. Today we are going to be doing one card pulls and then clarifiers for the week of October 13th to the 19th. I will have time-stamped everything, so you can go ahead and skip to your sign and you will hopefully find some guidance there. Alrighty, we're going to get right into it, starting with Aries here. And all the cards have been pre-shuffled, so we're just going to ask what comes out for Aries, please. Show me what Aries has in store. That was quick. King of Wands. All right. So listen, the master of your suit here, which is really awesome. You're taking direction, right? You know which way you want to go, and you know where you're leading yourself here, and you are in charge. You are the master of your suit here for the week of October 13th to the 19th. So really being the best version of yourself, Aries, which is lovely and quite nice to see. Let's get some clarifiers here if we can for Aries. There it is again, right? So really taking charge, really being in control here and showing up with that mindset of that can-do attitude, right? Eight of Pentacles. So really hard at work putting something to or bringing something to fruition in your physical landscape, right? You're head down, you're focused, you're working. Again, taking charge mindset, you are in control. And you are in control of the work product that you're putting forth, right? Ace of Swords coming through as well. So maybe there is some new perspective here, or a kind of a doubling down on this is my why, this is my reason why I'm taking charge, why I am being the best version of myself that I know I need to be for this week. Wheel of Fortune coming through as well here. So again, some things might be happening. The wheel might be turning for us or against us here. And really, it's just about how we stay stable during these times, how we stay grounded, right? So with that Wheel of Fortune popping up, I would say expect the unexpected. Perhaps some hiccups might come, but really it's about how you manage those lovely things that the wheel throws our way. Ten of Swords. Yeah, something's ending here, right? You are letting go of something, perhaps some thought that's holding you back, perhaps, a mindset or something that, nope, I can't do this. Really finally putting that to rest here for you this week, Aries. Five of Swords, some sort of conflict here. So maybe that Wheel of Fortune is bringing through some conflict. Maybe you're fighting a battle with yourself here. But either way, that facade or that face that you're showing kind of outwardly, right? You are still very much in control here. Maybe somebody doesn't like that, right? Maybe that's why you are facing that conflict, or you're feeling like you have to stand up and defend your position, defend your stance here. Knight of Cups showing up as well. So again, this idea of knowing what is right for you, diving further into your cup, into a bit of self-reflection here, and making sure that you are doing what you need to do for you, putting yourself very much as the priority here. The Page of Cups in the shadow here, it feels like, be on the lookout for somebody who is presenting an offer to you, and it may have more of a profound effect than you think, with that World showing up behind it, and really a massive opportunity for success with that Ten of Pentacles there. So perhaps somebody is presenting themselves with an offer to you, perhaps they are setting out an offer, and it looks to be something that might be quite small, or might be something that might not be worth your time. Consider that offer. I would say, Aries, heading into this week, it looks like the impact of that is a little bit more monumental than at first glance it appears. Any final thoughts here for Aries? Any final thoughts for Aries? Yeah, that Ten of Pentacles, right? That success wants to come for you. That cycle wants to close here, right? With that being a 10 as well, we want to share in that abundance. And it does feel like that abundance is coming your way as we head into this coming week. All right, Aries, let me know what it is that you're working so hard on. You are showing up for yourself. That's awesome. Thank you so much. And you take care this week. Alrighty, Leo. Let's go ahead and see what October 13th through to the 19th has in store for you. What card describes the week that you have in store coming up? Ace of Cups, beautiful card here. So an opportunity, Leo, for a new emotional connection here. Quickly, we do have that Three of Cups showing up in the shadow. Okay, so maybe some time with friends, maybe getting social, really doing something to fill your cup emotionally, really feel that connection to your inner self, right? This idea that the universe is giving you a gift. And it doesn't have to be, kind of as obvious as this. It could be, a presentation or an opportunity for an outing to go and really get connected to your emotional self, right? To that inner, that water energy that flows through all of us, right? So just kind of being on the lookout for any opportunity that maybe you would, say no to, maybe consider saying yes in this instance, right? We have the Five of Cups showing up here. So maybe, Leo, you haven't really been feeling that good. Maybe you've been feeling a little bit negative, or a little bit pessimistic here. This is a chance to change that heading into this week, okay? We have the Ace of Pentacles in reverse. Maybe something didn't go your way. Maybe you felt like you missed out on an opportunity here, or this opportunity was taken from you, right? Maybe that opportunity wasn't meant for you, and so we need to get in our feels about it, right? Death coming through here as well. So Leo, that change and transformation is ahead. This wasn't for you. It didn't suit. And so now how do we move on from that loss, right? How do we move on from what feels like a missed opportunity? So yes, it does look like, the universe is saying, let's really feel how we need to feel about this and do what we need to do to process this, but also move forward. Yes, we missed out on this, or this opportunity didn't serve us. It wasn't for us for whatever reason, Leo. How do we move on, right? Rectify this in ourselves, feel that emotion, and move on. What else do we have for Leo here? What else do we have? Oh, that's too many. Let's see, the Emperor. So take control, right? This idea that we want to take control of where we are, take control of your life, take accountability, take responsibility, right? You are the person that leads your life. And so perhaps there's some aspect of this that you need to be held accountable for, right? Perhaps that Ace of Pentacles, it was something where we were relying on somebody to do something for us, or relying on the universe to do something for us, where maybe now's the time to make your own luck happen, right? This is an opportunity to recognize that. Nine of Wands here as well. Okay, so being so close to whatever cycle needs to be completed here, right? So close to it, but so fatigued, so tired, right? Whatever this is, this Ace of Pentacles in reverse here, this opportunity, this missed opportunity, it really feels like, it's really getting to you here, Leo, but you can't let that stop you, right? You can't let that stop you from living your life and seeing the good in things and having a positive mindset. Things aren't always going to go our way. Things aren't always going to go our way. Is there anything else here for Leo? Thank you. Judgment, right? So yeah, a lot of major arcana here for you, Leo, and it really does feel like Judgment. There is an awakening to some true purpose here, some aspect of your life that is really, maybe this opportunity wasn't meant for you, but it's waking up other things that are, okay? So again, I would say more hidden opportunities are available. Just because this one thing didn't happen for you, or didn't happen the way you wanted it to, again, take this as it resonates, Leo. You are so close to Judgment. You are so close to your purpose in however this resonates for you, okay? Any final thoughts? What do we have here? The King of Wands and the Four of Swords. Put your mind at ease, okay? If you need to step back and take a little mental break, make sure you do that. King of Wands, show up the best way that you know how, right? King of Wands is the master of your suit, Leo. Be the best version of you. Yes, maybe you had a little misstep. Yes, maybe you tripped and fell for a moment. Get back on that horse. Get back in that driver's seat where you know you can be, and be the best version of yourself that you know how to be. It's not always easy. Sometimes we need to take a little bit of a break, a little bit of a timeout, but come back to it with that positive mindset, right? Fill your cup, do what you need to do to get back on that horse and get riding again. All right, Leo, that's what I have for you. Please let me know in the comments what it is that Ace of Pentacles in reverse is speaking on. And thank you so much for coming by. We'll see you next time. All right, Sagittarius, let's go ahead and see what October 13th to the 19th has in store for you. The cards are jumping a lot. Let's see which one we land on here. What's in store for Sagittarius for the week of October 13th to 19th? All right, we got two. We will honor that. King of Wands and the Four of Wands on its side. Okay, so again, you know, with the rest, you're kind of falling in line, right? Just like the rest of the fire signs here. King of Wands showing up in one way or another. So being the best version of you, right? And that does include taking accountability. You know, it does feel like maybe you're analyzing parts of your house here. Maybe there's some celebration or something feels stalled here. Something may feel stagnant. Again, take that as it resonates. I'm not saying that for all of you, but something does feel stagnant here. We're not moving, right? As is this here. Either way here, showing up being the best version of yourself, that does seem to be important as we head into this week ahead. Queen of Wands also showing up in your shadow here, so just full of that wand energy this week, Sagittarius. And it does feel like maybe we're combating some problems here or doing some assessing, and that requires us to think at a high level, right? Take accountability, take responsibility, and just really do what we need to do for the betterment of our home, betterment of where we sit, the betterment for our lives. Okay, let's get some clarification for Sagittarius, please. Let's get some clarification for Sagittarius. Knight of Wands. Okay, so really taking quick and swift action here. It feels like you're all fired up, right? Especially with the amount of fire or energy showing up. You're really in your suit. You're really in your element here. Showing up, taking quick action, ready to go. Just make sure you don't fizzle out this week, right? Start strong, but finish strong. And that's making sure that you have that lasting power with that King of Wands, okay? 10 of Pentacles in the reverse. Yeah, it feels like we're disrupting something here. It feels like you're trying to make some change in your life. Something maybe wasn't going according to plan, or you're assessing here, and that's why you need to be the best version of yourself. You need to take a realistic look at what's working out and what isn't. Okay, Sagittarius? We've got the Two of Pentacles. Yeah, rebalancing our priorities. Something wasn't working in your home, and you're seeing that, and you perhaps maybe have been seeing that for some time, Sagittarius, and now you're like, okay, I'm done putting this on the back burner. I know I'm taking accountability. This is not how my life I want it to be, or, you know, some sort of aspect, and I'm going to change it. I'm going to change my priorities here. I'm going to figure this out, right? And so that's really what it seems to be you're doing this week. Let's get some more clarification here. Knight of Swords. Perhaps it has to do with how you talk to yourself, or allowing somebody to talk to you in a certain way, right? Perhaps you have a bully at work. Perhaps you're bullying yourself, and really doing a lot of negative self-talk here. But it feels like we are assessing that Knight of Swords, that kind of bullish thought, right? The we're not good enough, you know, all of those kind of doubting, those limiting beliefs that we have, and all of that kind of negative self-talk that we can do. And again, it could be a bully, or somebody that is kind of telling you these things, an external factor. Again, take it as it resonates, okay? Seven of Cups, you're not sure how you feel about this. Perhaps the confusion is why you haven't decided to address this, whatever this situation is, rebalancing your priorities, right? Perhaps that's why your mind isn't made up on this, or your emotion isn't made up on this, so you don't know how to handle this in your physical realm. You don't know how to, or where to go, what to do, how to best move forward, but you do know enough is enough, right? Let's see here. Yeah, the Tower. Something is changing, right? And so that's why you're bringing out the best version of yourself. You are fired up about something. You're no longer letting something stand. This, it could be an air sign here, Aquarius, Gemini, Libra energy here. But either way, there's something changing, right? And we're saying enough is enough. That Tower is coming. Some disruption is headed your way. The Hermit here, you are lighting your own way. You know what is best for you to do. You know what you feel is right. You know what in your heart of hearts is the right move for you, right? Very quickly, Eight of Cups here. You are walking away from something this week, right? Something that no longer serves, and you're saying enough is enough. Now is the time to do that and put one foot in front of the other and start moving away from whatever it is that is no longer serving you in your home. All right. Coming out without me even needing to ask. Final thoughts here. We have the Empress and the Eight of Pentacles, right? Enjoying the Mother Nature, enjoying nature, enjoying the gifts that we have in the present, in the here and now, right? So really not taking that for granted, right? You see, she's pregnant here, right? Giving birth to new ideas, giving birth to new ways of doing things, right? New enjoyment. The theme here is new, right? So doing something new, going out, forging your own path here. Eight of Pentacles, nurturing what you have, right? So we do have in the shadow here that Eight of Cups energy coming into your board here. We have that Eight of Pentacles. Eights deal with how we move forward. What are we moving away from? What are we setting as our priority here? What are we giving our energy to, right? Nurturing. What are we nurturing here? And that's what it does feel like. We're making way. We're moving what doesn't work from that Four of Wands energy, okay? And making way to nourish things that are of priority, things that we want to be present for, things that we want to nurse to good health or bring forward into positivity and into light, right? So that's what I have for you, Sagittarius. I really hope this helps. Please put it in the comments. What priorities are you balancing? What are you trying to bring forward here and bring about? Please let me know, and I wish you all the best this week. We'll see you next time. All right, Capricorn, let's go ahead and see what October 13th to the 19th has in store for you. Oh, that was fast. Ace of Cups. So really lovely here. An opportunity for a new emotional connection, or an opportunity here. I feel like this might resonate a little bit more for you, Capricorn, an opportunity to dive into your emotional mindset, right? To connect to what fuels you from an emotional level here, and see where that takes you. Really quickly here, we do have that Five of Swords and the shadow energy for this Ace of Cups. So it feels like there's some conflict here, perhaps a struggle to get to this opportunity or to fully capitalize on the Ace of Cups opportunity for you. But let's go ahead and clarify. Let's clarify this Ace of Cups for Capricorn, please. Oh, there's a lot happening. All right. So we've got Temperance here, the Magician on its side, and the Knight of Cups on its side. Yeah. So this idea here, we want to live a more balanced life or get more balanced, right? Perhaps that's been a struggle for you, Capricorn. I feel like seeing the softer side of yourself or allowing that to come through has been a little bit challenging for you. And that's why Temperance is coming in. Again, take it as it resonates. Either way, balance, right? Getting, kind of seeing both sides, letting your mind and your heart kind of speak together, or acknowledging that both are just as important, right? The Magician and that Knight of Cups on this side kind of leads me to believe that what I was kind of saying here is correct, that we're unsure of what our cup offers us, unsure of that emotional connection, what it is. Maybe we don't trust our intuition. Maybe Capricorn, you're feeling like you want to dive deeper into your emotional connectivity to yourself here, but you're unsure how to do it. You're unsure how to properly manifest in that way, or properly take charge of your own emotional kind of inner being, right? And so that could be the struggle for you this week, kind of confronting that and figuring out, okay, how do I move forward when I'm not sure how to move forward? Let's get a little bit more clarification for Capricorn, please, on this Ace of Cups energy. King of Cups. Yeah, so it does feel like King of Cups is the goal. We want to be, it feels like you want to be in control of your emotions, right? And perhaps maybe you're not. Perhaps this has been a long struggle for you, and you're really trying to say, okay, I want to be more balanced. I want to be more diplomatic in my emotions. I want to be more just emotionally intelligent, right? Again, take it as it resonates here. I want to live in emotional success just as I do in, tangible success, right? I want to feel like I have earned everything. I want to feel fulfilled, right? And perhaps that's what's missing here. And there's a struggle on how to really make that happen, a struggle on how to bring that emotional satisfaction, that sense of personal satisfaction to the forefront here. Three of Wands. Perhaps there's a willingness and openness that there hasn't been for you, Capricorn, an openness and willingness to explore, perhaps try new things, or be open to seeing things in a different light than you have been previously, right? With that Three of Wands here, the door's open, right? And just like that door is open, you are open to perhaps exploring things outside of your comfort as it relates to your emotional connectivity here. High Priestess, whatever struggles you have with trusting your intuition, developing your intuition, perhaps that's what you're confronting this week, or that's what you're working on, right? Maybe you're, I don't know, going to therapy, or maybe you're trying yoga, or maybe you're just allowing yourself to feel on a different level than you have normally allowed yourself to. Okay, Capricorn, either way, emotions do seem to be the name of this game for you this week. And you're open to learning more, open to exploring more. And that's what's most important. Let's get some final thoughts for Capricorn. Justice. You've made a decision recently, right? Perhaps you made a decision that you would be exploring this from a more balanced place, exploring how to kind of integrate both your physical realm and your internal realm, right? Either way, a decision has been made, and you are not taking that lightly, right? Just with that sword that's there kind of crossing her solar plexus area, I'm just getting, as much as you're for this, you're also hesitant. There's a little bit of resistance to whatever it is that you're embarking on this week, Capricorn, and that's why I feel that this Five of Swords is popping up in the shadow, right? Almost as open as you are, there is still that hesitation, there is still that guardedness, there is still that that inner judgment, okay, of self that I see coming through here. Don't let that win. You're showing up and you're wanting to do some good things for yourself here, and that's beautiful. Keep that Three of Wands energy, be open, okay? Thank you so much. We'll see you next week. All right, Taurus, let's go ahead and see what October 13th to the 19th has in store. That was quick. The cards have just been flying out today, okay? So your reading is no different. Barely have time to ask the question and the card comes out. So Knight of Cups in the reverse showing up for you, right? And this feels like you're not trusting yourself or refusing to dive any deeper. And I'm just getting here, I'm cutting myself off for myself. So take that as it resonates. Seven of Cups showing up in that shadow as well. So perhaps there's some confusion or this idea that I don't even want to bother with this right now, right? I am getting a little bit of hesitation heading into this reading. Like, I really don't care to see what's going on. I'll deal with it later kind of vibe. Again, take it as it resonates, okay? Let's get some clarification for Taurus here. Yeah, King of Cups, right? This idea of emotional accountability. Perhaps you did something you're not proud of here. And good old Taurus being a little stubborn. I don't want to deal with it. I don't care, right? I don't want to move forward, right? Hanged Man. Some new perspective is called for here, right? Perhaps you're kind of doing the avoiding thing because you know what is needed. You know you need time to sit with this. You know you need time to sit in this, whatever kind of happened here, and figure out how to move forward, right? And you're kind of rejecting this because you know the answer already. This one fell on the floor here. Death. Yeah, so some change and transformation, right? Perhaps you're kind of avoiding this. And perhaps that's a good word for you this week, Taurus, is avoidance. Perhaps you are avoiding whatever, whatever it is as it relates to this topic here, because you know what's in store. Change and transformation. You're like, no, I want to be where I am. Even if it's not comfortable, at least I know what this is, and at least I know this discomfort, and I want to sit in it a little bit longer. Ace of Swords popping up here as well. Some new thought or new perspective, perhaps some new thought or new idea or a new way of presenting, a new way of kind of looking at whatever this relates to. I want to say problem. Perhaps there's you found a new way to look at this problem and you can't unsee it. And so I am getting, perhaps you are a little bit restless here, but you also you're not ready yet to make that change. Let's get a little bit more clarifiers for Taurus here. The sun on its side. Yeah. The sun on its side. It's kind of like the sun's peeking through, like there's a sunrise, okay? So we're starting to see the light, but we really don't want to wake up to it, right? So we're keeping our eyes closed. We're like, no, I'm not ready for all that yet. I'm not ready for all that yet. I don't want to be exposed. I don't want everything to come to light, right? There's a resistance here very much. One more clarifier card here for Taurus, please. Four of Cups. Oh my God. It's so funny. And look at this, okay? It's like, no, I want to be in the shadow. I want to be in the shadow. I want to be here, all right? I don't want to see. And that's what I'm seeing with this Four of Cups, right? That resistance, the hesitancy. Like the universe is trying to wake you up to something. You're like, no, I'm not ready for all that yet. I'm not ready for all that yet. And you can play this resistance game, but ultimately, inside that Hanged Man, that change is coming, right? You know that perspective needs to change. You know that transformation is on the horizon, Taurus. It's just a matter of time. All right, let's see. Final thoughts here for Taurus, please. Final thoughts for Taurus. Now you want to be all coy. That's funny. The Hermit. Yeah. Very true. This is your path. This is your journey, right? And you need to, it feels like there's a connection that's missing, perhaps a connection to source, a connection to spirit, a connection to God, religion, whatever it is, spirituality, maybe perhaps a connection to yourself, right? It feels like that's lacking here this week for you, Taurus. And it feels like spirit is saying, come back to yourself, right? You can avoid this work or avoid seeing it for, however long you like, but it's not going to do you any favors. It's only going to make the situation worse. It's only going to ultimately make you feel more unsettled, more disengaged, more irritated, right? Come back in, see the truth, let the light shine in, and do the work that you're avoiding, right? That's really the only way to move forward. You got to move forward. Life doesn't just stop because we want it to, and we're uncomfortable with where we see things headed, right? So that's what I have for you. Let me know what it is that you don't want the sun to shine its light on, or maybe don't. Don't let me know. But just know that, the universe sees you, I see you, and I wish you all the best, okay? You take care this week. Virgo, how you doing? Let's go ahead and dive right into your upcoming week, October 13th to the 19th. Let's see. Queen of Swords. All right, so new wisdom for sure. Learning the hard way is what I'm seeing here. 8 of Cups. In your shadow. So really this idea of walking away from some known part, right? It doesn't even have to be a physical move, although that could be. Take it as it resonates. But your energy is moving away from something, and it does feel like with that Queen of Swords here, you've learned something the hard way. Let's go ahead and clarify here. Page of Wands, yeah, so new wisdom here. Page of Wands on his side, he's kind of facing down, right? This idea of, yeah, you've learned something new, but you're not sure what to do with it. Okay, Hierophant showing up here, that Taurus energy. Perhaps, looking outside of you, trying to control the outside of you. Like external factors, trying to control your environment, kind of in the meantime here. Yeah, controlling your home, 4 of Wands here. Yeah, I'm just feeling not the best. And I have a feeling that this week it's you're kind of dealing with some stuff, some home stuff, and you're really trying to control what you can, so that you can get a handle on or kind of recover from something that was maybe out of your control, or something that maybe you learned and now you're seeing things differently. So you're saying, I'm going to do what I can this week to really control what I can and really feel like I am in control, right? Yeah. This 3 of Swords showing up, right? So some sort of heartbreak here. It being sideways, it feels like, yeah, you're still holding on to it. It's not reversed. We haven't released it yet. It's not straight up, meaning it's not happening. I feel like this has already happened. And so now you're trying to control your external reality, perhaps as a coping mechanism, right? Again, take it as it resonates here, but it just feels like, you're doing what you can, and by all intents and purposes, you're putting one foot in front of the other, right? Kind of on autopilot. 6 of Wands. It feels like perhaps this week or coming soon, you'll be kind of through the worst of it here, onto better things, or at least releasing this 3 of Swords energy, right? Releasing this hurt and this heartache here, moving on, and the turbulence will kind of balance out a little bit for you, Virgo, okay? Hanged Man in the reverse. So yeah, moving on, right? Then we have that Devil energy, Capricorn energy in the shadow there. I just got releasing control, right? Because right here you're exerting control over your home, exerting control over external factors here, right? Going on autopilot, checking things off your to-do list here, and maybe again that's how you're coping, getting through this week and dealing with this hurt. Again, take it as it resonates, okay? Virgo, 6 of Swords. I do see this coming to an end, and smoother waters definitely as you move forward here. This Hanged Man in the reverse, it feels like you're getting ready to do something here. So coming out of that autopilot, coming out of putting one foot in front of the other, and perhaps getting ready to take some more action. I would be mindful of that Devil energy, right? That idea of being too regimented, too in control, or the reverse of that, leaning too much on things that tempt us, right? Either way, it looks like you are sliding out of this kind of negative energy that's kind of gotten you a little bit down this week, Virgo, and I hope that as this week comes to a close, you will be feeling better. Let me know in the comments what it is that you've been struggling with and what it is that you hope to release, and we'll see you next week. Thank you so much, Virgo. All right, Libra, welcome to your reading for October 13th to the 19th. Happy birthday to any Libras celebrating this time. Comment below what day you're celebrating your birthday on, and we'll go ahead and see what this week has in store for you. Show me, Libra, for the week of the 13th to the 19th, please. Libra, thank you. You know, it's funny, every other sign so far has just popped out before I even asked. You're the only one that is like, you got to work for it. King of Cups showing up here. So the idea is that you want to be emotionally accountable, right? In charge of your emotions is really what I'm getting from you here. Cool, calm, collected is what I'm seeing. Three of Pentacles on that shadow energy, all right? So perhaps you're entering something new, perhaps a new job, a new project, a new beginning in your tangible realm. Oh, and how cool is that? Three of Cups as well. So this is something you're feeling good about, whatever this new opportunity is, and you want to put your best foot forward. The emotional connectivity that you have to this, the emotional fulfillment, the amount of emotional fulfillment that this new thing can bring really is attractive to you, and it really does feel like you want to put your best foot forward, right? And be that best version of yourself as it relates to this new beginning. Do me a favor and comment below what it is that you're heading into this week, Libra. Oh, we've got that Tower energy here. So there's some sort of disruption that has happened or is happening. Eight of Pentacles here. So all that hard work has been put to a halt. It does seem as a result of that Tower here. So maybe you're waking up to something, or something kind of shifted here. This does feel like something you are in charge of. This Tower, you are making that happen, and saying, I'm putting this aside to step into something that really feels like it fuels me and fulfills me more than what I've been working so hard towards. So it does feel like a little bit of a detour here, or perhaps for some of you a bit of a creative outlet. I'm hearing that as well. Again, take it as it resonates, and let me know in the comments what it is that this is referring to. Hanged Man also on its side here. I'm getting the idea with that Hanged Man being on its side, we're not thinking too much about it. We're really just letting our feelings guide us, and really from a high emotional standpoint, right? This idea of just really saying, no, this is the best for me on a high level. I know that to be the case, and so I'm not letting any thought really get in. I'm not thinking too much one way or the other, and I'm not letting that thought stop me here, right? The Nine of Cups showing up as well. Yeah, whatever this is, it's something that really does Ten of Cups. This is something that really does feel good. You see the potential here of what this new thing and this new opportunity can be, right? And so again, you're showing up as the best version of yourself here in terms of that emotional standpoint, right? You're putting your best foot forward here emotionally, because this is something that you can see going the distance, right? Knight of Swords in the reverse. So, you know, you're not letting any negative thinking combat or get into the mix here, right? That Hanged Man, he's not showing up right side up. He's not showing up in the reverse here. And again, it really does feel like you're not letting any, you're thinking with your heart, not your brain. You're not allowing, okay, let's be reasonable about this. Let's think about this. Let's put a pause on this. There's none of that. It's all full steam ahead here, and from the best place possible. You're like, no, I know that this is right for me. I know that this is what I deserve. I know that I can see myself giving my all to whatever this is, and I'm not going to let any anything stop me. I'm not going to let any kind of hesitancy get in the way of pursuing what I need to pursue here. Let's see here. Anything else? Too many. Anything else here for Libra? Thank you. Yeah. Two of Swords here, right? So again, that indecision, that kind of hesitancy, it could be popping up for some of you, being like, is this really the right thing? But again, you're not letting that get in the way. You are showing up a little bit here, maybe undecided, just because, or on your side, because you don't, you know, kind of high level or macro level here, what this opportunity could bring, but it hasn't brought anything to fruition yet. Right? And so you're kind of showing up, okay, I want to give this the best thing, the best part of me. But perhaps there is a little bit of hesitation of how it will unfold, but you're not letting that stop you. Most important. Okay. I do have that Eight of Swords in the shadow energy here. So yeah, that feeling of trap, that feeling of hesitation, that feeling of letting yourself stop you or getting too much in your head, that is in the shadow. So it does feel like that has no presence here, right? You're not allowing it to enter the board. Let's get some final thoughts here for Libra. Too many. Let's get some final thoughts for Libra, please. Two of Pentacles. Yeah, so juggling your priorities here. How do we make this thing fit? How do I give to whatever this new thing is? Because this new thing, this creative outlet or new project or new job or whatever, you see your full self in it. And so how do we make room for that? Right? This does feel beginning stages, Libra. It does feel like you are fully all the way on board here. And this tower does feel like it is of your own design. In entering into this new, whatever it is, you have started a disruption of your own making, of your own doing, where you are prioritizing something that feels of great emotional importance to you, of great emotional fulfillment. And that is really lovely and beautiful to see. It's almost like it's naturally kind of going to happen for you here. And you're not thinking too much on it, which means that you're really just allowing it to happen, and you're being in present and allowing it to happen in real time, right? You're not planning ahead, you're living in the moment. And that is really quite lovely to see. Libra, thank you so much. Put it in the comments what it is that you're pursuing here. I really want to know, and I wish you all the best this week. We'll see you next time. Aquarius, let's see what October 13th to the 19th has in store for you. Show me, Aquarius. You are in store for you. Not really giving much away there. But you are showing up, which is good. We have that Five of Wands in the shadow. Okay, so perhaps this week is all about how you are showing up, right? And as it relates to your colleagues, right? Your equals here. Perhaps there's some sort of part of that dynamic that is changing here in order for you to become a better version of yourself, or to make sure that you are being heard, you are showing up present, right? Focused. You are contributing as it relates to that dynamic with your colleagues, with your equals, okay? Take it as it resonates here, but let's get some further clarification. The Empress showing up, so really enjoying being present, being grounded, right? Perhaps there's a new idea that you want to take on, or a new perspective that you want to show to the people that you interact with, right? Again, take it as it resonates here. But really, the Empress, she is the mother of the tarot. So nurturing yourself, right? Nurturing that connection, nurturing even that dynamic, right? We have the Six of Swords on its side. That's interesting because typically the Six of Swords will kind of be a sign of you're moving in the right direction. You're moving away from turbulence, right? That's showing up on its side. It's kind of like, well, we're not quite there yet. Or maybe you're not ready to make that move. Maybe you're kind of sitting in this idea trying to figure out how you want to interact with your colleagues, with your coworkers, with your equals here. You want to figure out what face you want to show to these people. How are you going to interact with them? Maybe you haven't quite decided that, okay, Aquarius? But you are coming from a place of love and light and connection here, right? And maybe it's how do you best articulate that? How do you best show that to the people that you feel are your equals, okay? Eight of Cups here, right? So again, this idea of we're moving away from some sort of aspect here. And again, not this idea of perhaps a physical move, but more of an emotional one, more of a personal one, right? We are turning our back on some aspect of us in order to fully present the version that we feel best of who we best are, right? The best version of ourselves, right? So it does feel like this week, Aquarius, some inner work is the focal point here. And how are we best showcasing that to the people that we interact with on a daily basis? And again, we have that Five of Cups showing up on its side. So I'm wondering if something happened here to spur this change, or perhaps you've been in some sort of melancholic state for some time and you're trying to shake that loose and trying different things to say, okay, I'm going to show up this way and that's going to be different, or I'm going to showcase this version of myself and let this part go because this part I was really stuck on, right? Again, take it as it resonates here, Aquarius, but it feels like there was a bit of stagnation happening and you're like, this has gone on long enough. Queen of Cups, wow, a lot of indecision here. Queen of Cups also showing up sideways here. I'm now wondering if your version or your idea of self is changing. And that's what the focus is this week. How do I interact with people? What do I show people? And by that question, what do I show myself? Who am I to me? Take that as it resonates. I hope it makes sense. It's this idea of perhaps you're unlocking a new part of your identity here, okay? Page of Cups, and we have that Four of Swords. Give yourself a break, right? Give yourself a break here. That Page of Cups and that Four of Swords showing up at the same time. Like, it's almost like you're... I'm wondering if somebody's asking you questions here, asking you something to spur this along, and you're not quite ready for what, these colleagues, these coworkers, these equals, you're not quite ready. You don't really quite perhaps have the answers for them. And so it feels like attacks, right? When really, perhaps they're just trying to help you see the best version of who you are. Or perhaps all of these questions are being asked of you so that you can get back to the core root of yourself, right? And you're stuck on this because you haven't found the answers yet that you seek. The King of Cups also showing up in the shadow here, right? So becoming the master of your emotions, showing up emotionally accountable. And with the number of cups we have on the board for you, Aquarius, it does feel like emotions are a key component of your week this week, and how you are how you're handling them. And I think importantly, how you're handling yourself as it relates to the emotional component of what's going on this week. And I think it's important to keep in mind that whatever this Page of Cups is, feels like an attack, but it does feel like it's an opportunity to better your connection to who you are. Okay, let's see if there's anything else here. Final thoughts for Aquarius as we head into this week. And really sticking with that Mother Nature, right? This idea of being gentle, being loving, and celebrating that which, you know, we have created that which we are surrounded with, that which nature surrounds us, right? Being in that moment and really enjoying Earth's pleasures here. We have the Hanged Man and the Empress, right? Both showed up on their side. Yeah, it feels like there's hesitation in how we do this, how we move forward, how we perhaps identify, right? Aquarius, perhaps there's a part of you that you haven't really quite figured out yet, or you're looking at, I really struggle with this point of myself, and figuring out how we navigate that, right? And it feels like there might be some kind of resistance to opening that door, but it does feel like that door is being opened for better or worse this week. And it does feel like your colleagues have something to do with that. Your equals have something to do with that, right? And you're wanting to kind of, you're hesitating a bit, right? But you're still thinking on it, if that makes sense. Confusion. That's what I'm getting for you, Aquarius, but you're not resistant to it. You're not, you're hesitant, but you're not resistant. You're not closing the door on this right away. You're allowing these different perhaps perspectives to come through, right? You're allowing this, you're allowing this to even be a topic. And even if you are feeling slightly attacked, you're not running from this, whatever this is. Okay. Let me know in the comments what it is that these people, your equals, are coming at you with and how you're navigating it and what you're kind of hesitating on here. Alrighty. Thank you so much. I'll see you next week. Gemini. All right, let's get right into it. What does October 13th to 19th have in store? Very quick here. A change to some sort of dynamic, some sort of partnership here that you have. There's something being disrupted as it relates to a connection that you have. Alrighty, let's go right in and get some clarifiers here. Four of Pentacles. Perhaps you're holding on to a connection here, or holding on to some aspect of it that no longer fits. Perhaps the relationship itself or the partnership itself doesn't fit, but you're hesitant to let go. You're holding on to it, right? For better or worse here. Let's get some more clarifiers, please. Three of Cups. Holding on to the good times, right? Holding on to the good times. But the time has come, death, right? Change and transformation. Nothing stays the same as much as we want it to, right? Perhaps you did share some really good times with this partnership, right? This individual here. But over, you know, the only thing that stays the same is change, right? And so this dynamic is changing, and it feels like, you know, for better or worse here. You can't hold on. We can cherish the good times. We can look back fondly on the good times that we have. But perhaps there's some aspect of this relationship here that is changing, right? And so we need to allow it the space for that change to come in and take place, right? Ace of Wands in the reverse here. Yeah, it feels like you don't want the energy of this partnership to change. You're not ready for anything new, right? We're not looking for it. Hierophant here. So Taurus energy. Interesting that that's popping up here. I'm wondering if you've been neglecting certain aspects of certain duties that you have, right? Gemini, let me know if that resonates in the comments here. What aspects of, you know, like what have you not been crossing off your to-do list? That's what it feels like. Maybe, you know, you haven't been consistent about your exercise routine. Things have gotten off track because you've been so consumed with whatever this partnership is, this dynamic, this relationship here, so consumed with it staying the same or staying as it was, that we're not allowing that change to take place. And in that, it's almost we're losing focus on how we show up in society. Okay, Gemini? Anything else here? Queen of Pentacles, you know, you need to trust that you'll be okay. You need to trust yourself, and trust in what you have created, what you built, what you have surrounded yourself with. This Two of Cups connection, partnership, relationship, whatever this is, right? Trust that you can exist outside of it as well, and that you can find your identity outside of this connection. I didn't say, but the Five of Pentacles was in the shadow for this, so we're definitely walking away from something or losing something here. And yeah, you know, if you're walking away from it, it's perhaps still clinging on to, you know, the chance of what if, or maybe what if we could reconnect in the future. Well, we don't know what the future brings, right? But that doesn't mean that if you're walking away from this, you should fully walk away energetically as well, to allow yourself to get back on track here. Page of Pentacles showing up in the shadow for the clarifiers here. Just this idea of we know what's best, right? There is this tendency or this desire to hold on to whatever this is, hold on to the good times, but we know what's best with that Page of Pentacles showing up. Okay, Gemini? Let's go ahead and take a look. Let's see some final thoughts for Gemini for this week. The Hermit in reverse. Yeah, it feels like you've gone off track. Whatever this is, you've kind of lost your way a little bit, and you need to come back to that, especially with this Ace of Wands in reverse. I'm not particularly fond of that. It seems like you're ignoring other opportunities that might be of benefit to you. You're ignoring, perhaps you are, you know, in not fulfilling, you know, tasks in your day-to-day life. Perhaps you're not showing up for work. Perhaps you've taken an excessive amount of sick days. Perhaps you're not putting your best foot forward as it relates to your path, right? And you need to show up your best in that way. So with the Hermit showing up in reverse, Gemini, it really does feel like you have gotten off track as it relates to whatever this Tower is in this relationship here. The good news is, you know, you can always hop back on that horse again and start being consistent. It does start with little things here, but it really does feel that at that core, that Four of Pentacles is there, and you need to figure out how to release that. Yes, we can keep the memories, but we need to release in order to allow our lives to go on and continue. Okay? Gemini, please let me know what it is that you're holding on to, and just know that you can release it and still hold the memories, and still keep, you know, the fondness of that joy close, and call on those memories in light of, we can keep the memories even if we can't keep that particular connection in our life, right? So let me know. I wish you all the very best this week, and always, Gemini, and we'll see you next time, okay? You take care. Cancer, hello, hello. Let's see what October 13th to the 19th has in store for you. Too many. Show me Cancer, please. That devil wants to come out. Show me Cancer, please. Show me Cancer for the week of October 13th. All right, Seven of Wands here. Or sorry. Yep, Seven of Wands. I'm blinking. And then we do have that Tower in the shadow here. I'm getting avoidance. Yeah, I'm getting avoidance. That's why I felt like I started on that card there for you, Cancer. It just really does feel, even how I placed it on top, right? Blocking our energy from whatever is coming our way, blocking our energy from that Tower. So yeah, it does feel like a lot of avoidance for you this week. I'm definitely being like deliberate about it. I am actively turning my head. I am actively not looking in this direction. Let's get some clarity here. Let's get some clarity for that Seven of Wands. All right, so we have the Nine of Cups, the Page of Pentacles, and the High Priestess, which all came out at the same time here. You're showing up, you're like, yeah, I'm good. I know where I'm headed. I know what I'm doing. Don't come for me. That's really what I'm getting here. You're like, I know what I'm doing. I know I'm in control. I'm good. I got this. So that's great. Show me a little bit more for Cancer for this week, please. Let's get some more clarifiers for Cancer for this week. There's that devil. There's that devil. All right. I knew he was going to show up. All right, so on this side here, we have the Two of Wands, the Fool, the Ten of Cups, and the Devil, right? So all this energy is feeling like, okay, we got to go. We got to let go. We got to move on, right? Happy to do so. Happy to do it. This Devil pops up, and it feels like there's something happening here where you look good, you're feeling good, and you're like, no, I've got this. I'm good. I know what I'm doing. I know what I'm doing. And it's almost like by turning your head and not acknowledging this, you're like, yeah, everything's fine, everything's good, right? This feels almost like a facade. It feels like, what are we not being honest about with ourselves? Right? And all this energy looks great, Cancer, but then that devil shows up and comes in, and it's kind of like, okay, well, no, I'm gonna put some things in perspective, right? We have that Eight of Swords in the shadow here. So this idea of feeling trapped or getting stuck in the mud. I'm wondering if you are looking good and you're making a deliberate attempt to avoid or to, again, take it as it resonates, block some aspect of something from coming into your life, coming into your day-to-day, and you're showing up and you're saying, no, I'm good. I know what's what. I know what's going on. I know myself, right? I have an inherent idea of what's going on. I'm open. I see this Ten of Cups. I see this chapter coming to a close here, and then that devil pops up out of nowhere. So whatever this blocking is, or whatever this kind of deflecting is, this kind of ignoring, it's happening here, the devil is still coming up either way, right? So it feels, so Capricorn energy here, it feels like this, though, is taking you by surprise, even though it almost feels like it shouldn't be, right? And that Tower energy is coming whether you're hiding from it or blocking it from happening, right? So it's almost like either you're like, no, I'm good, or the feeling is you're really good, but there's something missing from that, okay? So that's kind of what I'm getting here for you, Cancer, is that you're showing up very good energy here, but it's either you're either trying to put on this facade that everything's good, or you feel like everything's good because you're denying some sort of aspect of something, right? The other foot is dropping here. And that's what I'm seeing. Again, take it as it resonates. Tell me, Cancer, for you, which one of these it is, because it does feel like it's definitely one of these things. And either way, this devil energy, this Tower, it does feel like it is taking you for surprise or taking you by surprise here. And it's almost like that other foot drops or something kind of kicks you in the gut, and like a sucker punch is what I'm getting here, because you're not expecting it, you're not planning for it, or you're ignoring that it's even there altogether, right? Let's go ahead and see if there's any final thoughts here for Cancer. Eight of Wands. Okay. With the Eight of Wands here, it feels like almost you want to dig your heels in. No, I'm not acknowledging this. No, this will not affect me. No, I'm good, right? That kind of stubbornness is there of like, no, I'm good. My home is here. I'm digging my heels in. I'm good where I'm at. Five of Swords is showing up in that, in the shadow for that. So this idea of conflict, right? This idea of almost struggling with yourself, that push and pull between, no, I've got this, but I'm not seeing the full picture. No, I'm good, but I'm not allowing myself to see the whole aspect, the whole picture of what's going on here. That's what I'm really getting, right? It's this idea that you look good, but you're not allowing yourself to see what it is that you don't want to see, right? And so what happens is that devil energy comes in, and that tower comes in and kind of rocks your world a little bit and takes you by surprise. But only if you could just stop ignoring what it is that you're ignoring. You might see this devil coming and realize that this tower really is coming, whether you like it or not, right? Cancer, that's what I have for you. It looks like a little bit of a bumpy road ahead. I hope this gives you clarity. Let me know in the comments. And I wish you all the best. Okay, we'll see you next time. Scorpio, hi. Let's see what October 13th to the 19th has in store for you. You know, it's funny, I pre-shuffle these cards in between each reading that I do, and you're the only one so far that has given me your card at the top of the shuffle. So let's get into it here. Show me Scorpio for the week of October 13th, please. Show me Scorpio. All right. So Two of Pentacles with that Page of Cups here. So we're balancing priorities here, perhaps trying to get a handle on things, and perhaps you're being gifted something, right? Or you're trying to make way for this gift and trying to bring it into your day-to-day and rebalance your priorities here. We do have the Ace of Wands on the shadow here for you, Scorpio. So perhaps there's a new passion, right? We want to integrate whatever this page is offering here into our day-to-day. We're not sure how to do it, right? Let's go ahead and get some clarifiers. Show me some clarifiers for Scorpio. Yeah, Hierophant energy, that Taurus energy, right? So your sign opposite here. How do we make room in the day-to-day? How do we show up consistent, right? How do we show up focused and attentive and, you know, really just on track with what it is that we're trying to do? Nine of Wands, Queen of Pentacles, something's plaguing you, right? And it feels like, you know, maybe you've been overthinking quite a bit. You're having trouble sleeping here. Maybe you're having panic attacks, right? Feeling like you can't integrate what it is that you want to integrate into your day-to-day. So it feels like you're constantly juggling, like you can't catch up, right? You can't figure it out. You can't quite get there. It's like just beyond your grasp, right? Even if you take a look at this here, it's like his hands are full, right? So he can't, even if he wanted to, he can't take up the gift that this page is offering him, right? He can't take it because he's too full dealing with what he's dealing with in his day-to-day. And so maybe that's what's happening here, and that's what's plaguing you, Scorpio, is this idea that you want to reach out for this gift, but if you do, all these other things that you have going on are going to drop, right? This idea here with the Queen of Pentacles showing up, you got to trust yourself and trust in the universe, right? Trust in the spirit, trust that, you know, there is a plan and that you can make things happen, right? Perhaps something needs to drop. Perhaps you need to give something up in order to take up this gift, this opportunity, right? Because it's standing here ready for you, right? Yeah, Six of Pentacles, Two of Cups here, right? What are you directing your energy to? You could take this gift, but you're not, because you're not letting any of these balls that you have in the air go. It feels like there's a redirect of energy that needs to happen very much in your physical realm. Perhaps you need to give less attention to something that has been taking up too much of your time and start paying more attention, or start giving to something else. rebalancing your priorities, or even doing an edit, Scorpio, of, okay, I do this, even a breakdown of your day, keeping a log of, all right, from here, I wake up at this time, and then from this time to this time, I'm getting ready. From this time to this time, I'm at work. From this time to this time, I'm making dinner. From this time to this time, I'm going to the gym. From this time to this time, what am I doing, right? And finding the holes and how do we tighten this up in terms of, okay, well, maybe I could spend a little bit less time doing X so that I could spend a little bit more time doing Y, right? That is fully within your realm of capability, right? And so it's almost like whatever is plaguing you here, whatever is keeping you up at night, you have control over. You have full control over. You could drop something and take up this gift, but you're not, right? It's this idea, how are you getting in your own way? Queen of Pentacles showing up. It's fine. There doesn't need to be, some big negative self-talk of Scorpio bad, or, some sort of lecture that needs to happen here, right? We all get comfortable in patterns. And it's just a matter of editing your pattern and making the necessary change in order to pick up this gift that it seems like you want, Scorpio. Let's get some more clarifiers here for Scorpio heading into this week. Let's get another clarifier card here for Scorpio as we head into the week of October 13th to the 19th. All right. King of Swords, Wheel of Fortune on the side. Wheel of Fortune on the side is interesting. I feel like whatever direction that wheel takes, it's still turning, right? So things are happening. So what I would say is be prepared for the unexpected here. It feels like, honestly, it feels like whatever is happening, whatever you're juggling, the universe is putting a pause on it so that you can capitalize on this gift. And so that you can put down what you feel you need to put down in order to pick up what this page is offering and make room for what it is that you want to make room for. There is an opportunity here. Are you going to take it? Four of Wands showing up in that shadow here. The foundations, right? This is a foundational change, a foundational shift that is taking place within you, Scorpio, and it really does feel about the priorities of your life. You've been doing it this way for this long, and it feels like whatever you're wanting is just out of reach. The universe is giving you a time where almost time stands still, right? Not too much is happening here to make it easier for this transition, easier for you to take this gift from this page. Take this gift that the universe is offering, right? Really embrace that passion, that energy that is showing up here, and really capitalize on that opportunity here. King of Swords showing up as well. You know what is the truth. Really capitalizing on this idea of, I have this thought, I have this idea. Not letting that monkey mind win, and really taking control of your intellectual ability here and saying, I'm going to do this. I've been beating around the bush for far too long. I've been in this cycle of juggling things for too long. Time is slowing down. The universe is giving me an opportunity. Am I going to take it or am I not? Right? Let's get some final thoughts for Scorpio. Final thoughts for Scorpio, please. Final thoughts for Scorpio for the week of October 13th. Three of Swords, right? What's been plaguing you? I felt the Three of Swords was going to come out. What's been plaguing you? What's been on your mind? Why do you feel isolated and alone, right? Knight of Swords, Five of Wands. Take control. Take action. Feels like you've been juggling for so long, or doing this kind of same song and dance for so long, and now the universe is giving you an opportunity to kind of change that. I mean, the opportunity is there always. This feels like just a prime time opportunity here for you, like literally, putting a pause on so you can step outside and reach that opportunity, right? Knight of Swords, take control. Drive in that direction. Move forward in that direction. Keep that momentum going. Move away from what it is that is holding you back. Are you holding yourself back? Well, let's talk about that and how do you move forward. Five of Wands, interacting differently, showing up differently in front of coworkers, colleagues, all of that, right? How are you positioning yourself with these equals, right? All of that seems to be at play here for you, Scorpio. Please do put it in the comments. What is it that you have been juggling that you feel like you can't quite get or grab onto, that opportunity that you want to? Let me know in the comments, okay? Thank you so much. I wish you all the best for this week and always, and we'll see you next time. All right, Pisces, let's see what October 13th to the 19th has in store for you. Change and transformation. All right, so some sort of change is taking place for you this week, Pisces. Let's go ahead and clarify. Page of Wands, you're fired up about it for sure. Ten of Cups underneath that in the shadow as well. So this is, it feels like things are going your way, right? And you're happy for that. It's almost like I got things are going my way for a change. And you're feeling good, right? So let's go ahead and get some clarifiers. Let's get some clarifiers for Pisces, please. Yeah, so the World, Ten of Cups here, right? That's kind of same energy as we had in your shadow here. So it feels like things are good. We're definitely closing some loops here, which is really nice to see, and feeling good about it, feeling fulfilled, right? Feeling content. You're getting what you want. The stars showing up as well. So perhaps for some of you, the stars are aligning. You're achieving some goals. You're moving closer to, you know, the ideal life that you want, the life that you're making for yourself here. Feels very good. Feels very pivotal, right? Perhaps you're becoming closer to the version of you that you want to become this week, Pisces. But it feels like a really strong, positive week for you. Okay, let's go ahead and get some more clarity for Pisces, please. Ace of Wands, you're fired up. You're fired up here for sure. The moon on its side, so you're showing up here as well. Seven of Swords also showing up here. And then we have the Page of Pentacles in the shadow here. So yeah, you're showing up on your side because change and transformation is happening, right? Seven of Swords showing up as well. It wouldn't be a Pisces reading if there wasn't a little bit of doubt in the mix, but it feels like there's this emotional awareness here. There's some self-awareness here, and that you know that this doubt is coming from, you know you're just scared or something. Take it as it resonates, but it's like, I know I'm scared, but that's okay, is what I'm hearing. I know I'm scared, but I've got this, right? And you feel really like you're showing up for yourself. You're taking care of yourself. You're allowing the universe to take care of you here. Things are looking good for Pisces. And the Seven of Swords showing up, it's almost like an acknowledgement of, I got to take care of this part too. I got to look after this part too, right? The moon on its side here, it's this idea, you might not know fully the way, right? But you're headed in the right direction. You might not know who you are exactly, but you know you're on the right path because you're feeling some sort of emotional fulfillment here. So it feels like some big accomplishment has been actualized, has been finalized here, and you're feeling so good about it, right? Under the star. You are changing in this week. It does feel that for sure. Changing for the better. Some sort of major self-improvement that's happening here, where we're not only recognizing that Seven of Swords, but also kind of being there, supporting that Seven of Swords component of us, Pisces, and saying, this is me too, and I will love this too. And knowing that you don't have to slide into that behavior to acknowledge that it's there, right? Really quite beautiful. Let's get some final thoughts for Pisces here for this week. Final thoughts for Pisces. Two of Swords on the shadow, or on the side there, and then we have the Magician in the shadow. So the Two of Swords showing up on the side, it really does feel like, you're not sitting on the fences anymore. You're really ready and showing up, living in the moment here. You're ready release that arrow, right? You're ready to pull the cord and let it go and let yourself fly, really is what I'm seeing here, right? You're ready to move. You're ready to move forward. You're ready to unleash that passion in a positive and transformative way for you. The Magician, you're gearing up. You have all elements available. You know your strengths, right? And most importantly, you know your weaknesses. You know where these lie. And you might not have a full picture available to you yet, but you're ready to start moving forward in a positive direction, and you're not holding yourself back anymore. So really, really good energy for you this week, Pisces. Please let me know what happened, right? What you're feeling good about, what sort of cycle ended for you. I'm so curious, and let me know what you're shooting towards. Let me know in the comments, okay? What a beautiful reading for you, and what a beautiful way to close out the week. I really wish you all the best, and we'll see you next time. You take care.